Thursday, Parshat Teitzei, we're going to do the first shtickle in Ois Zion in the Zera Shimshon. Zera Shimshon starts off with the pusik of Al Dvar Asher Lo Kidmi Eschem Belechem U'Mayim, and the Torah is talking about before that. The Torah says that the Amoinim and the Mo'ovim should not come and cannot come into Klal Yisrael. They can't become Geim. Gam dor asiri lo yovei lahem v'kal Hashem ad olam. They could never come in to Klal Yisrael. And what's the reason? Pusik Hai says the reason is al dvar asher lo kidmi eschem belechem u'mayim, because they didn't come out and give Klal Yisrael lechem and mayim b'derech b'teitzei Mitzrayim when they went out of Mitzrayim. They didn't do that. And it says Rashi on that. What does it mean al dvar? Al dvar means because of the Teitzei that they gave for their daughters, Moav, to go ahead and to be machte as Klal Yisrael, to make them do a chet. That the Bnei Moav, we know that Bilam, it says bidvar Bilam. Bilam said, go ahead and make them, your daughters, go out and to be machte Klal Yisrael to do a chet. And says Rashi, that's the reason why they can't come into to Klal Yisrael. So the question that's asked is, how could Rashi say a different reason? Here in the Pusik it says that they didn't go out and didn't greet Klal Yisrael with bread and water. And here Rashi says it's because they went ahead and they went to be machte Klal Yisrael. So teretz that is given by certain Mefarshim is that Rashi is medayik from the word al dvar. What's dvar? It should have said, Al Asher Lo Kidmi. What's the Dvar? So that's why Rashi says the Dvar means that they were ahead and they were going to be Machte Klal Yisrael. However, asks Zera Shimshon, even so, there's even a bigger question over here on Rashi. Rashi says further on, in Pusik Tes, Rashi says that the reason why a Mitzrayim could come into Klal Yisrael and other nations could become Gerim, they could do right away. But he says that someone that was machti, another person, is kosher lo min harga, it's worse than when he kills him. Well, how do we know this? He says because we see that by Ammon and Moav, they were machtik Klal Yisrael, and they're not allowed to come into Klal Yisrael now. So Rashi also over here says that the reason why they can't come into Klal Yisrael is because they were machtik Klal Yisrael, and he doesn't say the main reason of the pusik because he Asher Lo Kidmi Lechem U'Mayim. And over here there was no reason why he had to say, there was no al dvar. It says over here he was just explaining why other nations can't come into Klal Yisrael, come Gerim, and Ammon and Moav can't. So answers Zera Shimshon that if the Torah would write the reason for being that they were machte, they made Klal Yisrael do a chet, then the Gemara says in Yevumis that who's not allowed to come into Klal Yisrael, who can't become a ger, and Amoin, a male, but a female, and Amoinis is allowed to. Well, same thing as with Moav. A Moavi, a male from Moav is not allowed to become a ger, but a Moavis can become a ger. How can that be if the Iker Chet was through the Benois Moav, which were the females, that they caused Klal Yisrael to do a Chet? So how could that be that they're allowed in and the men aren't? For that reason, says the Zera Shimshon, that the reason why the Torah wrote that they didn't greet them with bread and water when they came out of Mitzrayim. And we have to say that you can't say that the men should have greeted the men and the women would greet the women, because it says Kol Kvida Bas Melech Panima, that a woman's place is inside, that she doesn't go outside in the streets in public. It's not the derech for her to go out. In Mamayla, we learn out that also from here, that they did go out and they did go be machte Klal Yisrael wasn't because they were wanting to go out, because the nature is that they shouldn't be going out. But they were forced to go out. Their fathers forced them to go out and to be machte Klal Yisrael, and for that reason doesn't come an oynish, and they could become Gerim and Klal Yisrael. And the Says the Zera Shimshon that the Pirush in the Pasuk is like this. Lefiha MS, the truth is that the real tam, the real reason why you can't, that you have to be further distance yourself away from Ammon and Moav is because they were machte Klal Yisrael. But not because of the chet itself, only because of the Eitzah that was given and the forcefulness that was done for the Benois Moav to go out from their fathers to the daughters, that they have to go be Machte Klal Yisrael. And that's the lotion of the Pasuk, al dvar. And even so, says Zera Shimshon, even so they gave this Eitzah, if they would have gone ahead and greeted Klal Yisrael with lechem and mayim on the way out, with bread and water on the way out from Mitzrayim, then there still would have been some type of schis for them, and that maybe they still would have been able at one point, yes, to become Gayim and come in to be part of Klal Yisrael. But now that they didn't, now we have, the Torah says, you have to distance yourself from them and they can never come into Klal Yisrael.